Hello, good people, this is Dyliard speaking from the Open Wardrobe Gang, and welcome to another episode of our blind playthrough of Mass Effect 1. Today we will be doing something slightly different. We will be doing a deep dive into the lore that we've collected along the way. So today it's a lore reading episode, and tomorrow you guys will be provided with just an ordinary episode. Why I'm doing it in such a way? Where first of all, I want to know what exact codex entry I'm getting and which one it is. When you have a codex filled with like blinking entries and you get a new one, you don't necessarily know which one it is, the new one that you're getting. You might remember in the very last episode, I opened up a codex to hit up another codex entry, and it was like a codex entry about like armor of Mass Effect, and how shields work in this universe. And I was terribly confused, because I did not remember like a conversation that could have triggered this codex entry. So I just want to know which element of the game, which dialogue or which interaction with the environment triggers a given codex entry. On top of that, I just wanted to get through all of that good content, but I didn't want to start off episode 4 by reading all of that, and I don't even know how much codex reading there truly is, so I would not want to sit in like a reading school for an hour before getting to some action. I like having variety in my episodes. Some dialogue, some codex entrying, some fighting, right, and some quest progression, let's call it, right? It's like the sweet spot. Having like a good variety is good content in my opinion, and I don't want to just be stuck there in the codex for the entire of the episode. That being said, we are being stuck in the codex for the entirety of this particular episode, so buckle up. Actually, let me see. Can we access the codex from this particular view? Let's relax a little bit. Okay. Sadly, I cannot pull out the window. We'll have to find another comfortable place. Let me see. This has to be perfect. Yeah, like this. Yup. Okay. This is perfect. This is perfect arrangement for our codex entry deep diving. Let's go. Yeah, right off the bat, right off the gate, a lot to take in. Let's start with like a primary entry, huh? Wait a minute, is the music gonna just play the entire time even though I'm in the menu? That's a little bit silly. Let's see how it goes.
The Asari were the first species to discover the Citadel. When the Salarians arrived, it was the Asari who proposed the establishment of the Citadel Council to maintain peace throughout the galaxy. Since then, the Asari have served as the mediators and centrists of the Council.
In every dialogue of the Council, the Asari is in the middle.
Tune their nervous system to that of another individual of any gender and of any species to reproduce.
What?
This capability has led to the unseemly and inaccurate rumors about Asari promiscuity. Asari can live for over 1,000 years, passing through 3 stages of life. In the maiden stage, they wander restlessly, seeking new knowledge and experience. When the matron stage begins, they meld with interesting partners to produce their offspring. This ends when they reach the matriarch stage, where they assume the roles of leaders and counselors.
Okay, right off the bat, once again, we are starting off with like an awesome entry. An all-female race, interesting. 1,000 years old. of a lifespan, so the elves of this universe, and there is like a mention of a matriarch. I was already talking about a particular matriarch, the one that was in cahoots with Saren in that one particular cutscene, so it is like a confirmation now that it was an Asari. And I have to say, the music in my right ear is definitely a little bit distracting, so we'll be moving out of the club, sadly. Sorry, honey. We are sadly leaving. Thank you for your performance, though.
Why didn't Captain Anderson tell us he used to be a Spectre?
Maybe it's not true. Harkin's an ass. I bet he's just messing with our heads.
That is interesting.
Right. Still.
Okay, this is like a more peaceful environment, I would say. Although there are cars, space cars, flying around all the time. How about this? Yeah, this is perfect. This is a perfect place. Okay.
The Asari were the first species to discover.
We are continuing with the Salarians.
The second species to join the Citadel, the Salarians are warm-blooded amphibians with a hyperactive metabolism. Salarians think fast, talk fast, and move fast.
Okay, the rogues.
To Salarians, other species seem sluggish and dull-witted. Unfortunately, their metabolic speed leaves them with a relatively short lifespan. Salarians over the age of 40 are a rarity.
That's such a striking contrast between them and the Asari.
Species to use as soldiers during the Rachni Wars. They were also behind the creation of the genophage bioweapon the Turians used to quell the Krogan rebellion several centuries later.
Okay.
Salarians are known for their observational capability and non-linear thinking. This manifests as an aptitude for research and espionage. They are constantly experimenting and inventing, and it is generally accepted that they always know more than they are letting on.
We have yet to meet like a Salarian in person. Obviously, we talked to that one on the council, but I also don't know whether a Salarian will be joining our party. I mean, it's like there's like a high probability in there, right? But so far we've seen like armor sets for the Krogans and the Turians. Considering the Asari and Salarians, not sure just yet. Okay. Aliens, extinct races.
50,000
yeah, the
years
Rachni.
ago, though now extinct, the Rachni once
What the
threatened
fuck?
every species in Citadel space. Over
such
2,000
an
years ago, explorers
ugly
deliberately opened a
design.
mass relay to a previously unknown system and encountered something never seen before or since, a species of spacefaring insects guided by a hive mind intelligence.
Yeah, these are the hive mind guys, not the Geth necessarily.
And the galaxy was plunged into a series of conflicts known as the Rachni Wars. Attempts to negotiate were futile, as it was impossible to make contact with the Hive Queens that guided the race from beneath the surface of their toxic home world.
Oh, that's so
The
funny.
emergence of the Krogan ended the Rachni Wars. Bred to survive the harshest environments, the Krogan were able to strike at the Queens in their lairs and reclaim conquered Council worlds. But when Krogan fleets pressed them back to their homeworld, the Rachni refused to surrender, and the Krogan eradicated them from the galaxy.
This is so funny. These are like the Giga Chads, not investing into intelligence at all, not investing into like diplomatic relations, because, you know, we're just sending out soldiers. You cannot get actually, you know, you cannot actually speak with the higher-ups. Yeah, that's so funny. And they just disappeared like that, huh? Okay, non-council races.
The Elcor
Okay,
are
the
a
Hanar. Yeah, the
are a
shopkeeper.
Citadel species known for excessive politeness. They speak with scrupulous precision and take offense at improper language. Hanar that expect to deal with other species take special courses to help them unlearn their tendency to take offense at improper speech.
That's so
All Hanar
interesting.
have two names. The face name is known to the world. The soul name is kept for use among close friends and relations. Hanar never refer to themselves in the first person in conversation with someone they know on a face name basis.
Yes,
To
it
do
was
so is
mentioned.
considered egotistical, so instead they refer to themselves as this one, or the impersonal it. Their homeworld, Kaje, has 90% ocean cover and orbits an energetic white star, resulting in a permanent blanket of cloud. Due to the presence of Prothean ruins on the world, many Hanar worship them, and Hanar myths often speak of an elder race that civilized them by teaching them language.
That's so... Once again, I swear, whenever there is like lore related to these different races, I say, wow, that's so interesting, wow, that's so intriguing. But there is so much thought being put into the world building, considering like the races involved. 90% of their world is covered by the ocean. I do wonder whether they have like good relations with the Solarians, which are amphibian also. Also, no wonder that they look a little bit like jellyfishes. I would say it's like a yeah. That's what I think when I look at them.
When the Asari discovered the Citadel, they also discovered the Keepers, a docile, multi-limbed insect race that seemingly exists only to maintain and repair the Great Prothean Station. Early attempts to communicate with or study the Keepers were failures, and it is now illegal to interfere with or impede Keeper activity.
They gave up.
Because they
That's
are
so funny.
completely non-threatening, Keepers have become virtually invisible to everyone else. Similarly, they seem indifferent to other species, except for their tendency to help new arrivals integrate themselves into the Citadel.
Huh.
No matter how many Keepers die due to old age, violence, or accident, they maintain a constant number. No one has discovered the source of new Keepers, but some hypothesize they are genetic constructs, biological androids created somewhere deep in the inaccessible core of the Citadel itself.
This is another piece of lore that I love. Everything about the Keepers and the Citadel, it being like this ancient city, which, you know, there are millions and millions people living on it, but totally not aware where it came from or how it works, really. It's so funny that people just gave up trying to study them. When they were mentioned for the very first time, in one of the codex entries somewhere here, I was like, I don't know, for whatever reason I was expecting like these little goblin creatures in hoods like running around like maybe gremlins or something like that. These are not necessarily cute though, considering their real design. Yeah, the Krogan, the Toads. Let's continue forward.
The Krogan evolved in a hostile and vicious environment. Until the invention of gunpowder weapons, eaten by predators was still the #1 cause of Krogan fatalities.
That's fucked up.
Afterwards, it was death by gunshot. When the Solarians discovered them, the Krogan were a brutal, primitive species, struggling to survive a self-inflicted nuclear winter. The Solarians culturally uplifted them, teaching them to use and build modern technology, so they could serve as soldiers in the Rachni War.
Wow, literally
Liberated from
bred
the
for
harsh conditions
combat.
of their homeworld, the quick-breeding Krogan experienced an unprecedented population explosion. They began to colonize nearby worlds. Even though these worlds were already inhabited, the Krogan rebellions lasted nearly a century, only ending when the Turians unleashed the Genophage,
Bioweapon.
a Solarian-developed bioweapon that crushed all Krogan resistance. The Genophage makes only 1 in 1,000 pregnancies viable, and today the Krogan are a slowly dying breed.
What?
Understandably, the Krogan harbor a grudge against all other species, especially the Turians.
Okay. Man, Vina was selling like the Krogans as these, you know, obviously warriors and mercenaries, but you know, this race that did a lot of good to to like the Citadel and the space society, but goddamn, now they are a dying species. Oh. And there was like a freaking bioweapon used to wipe them out also. fucking Turians. Man, the more I learn about the lore of this game, the more dark it's starting to seem, you know. On the surface, it's like exciting adventure, space, pretty colors and pretty designs, and then you learn about shit like this and you are mortified. What else do we have here? No more genocides, please.
Biotics is the ability of rare individuals to manipulate
Virtual intelligence. Avina?
Virtual intelligence is an advanced form of user interface software. VIs use a variety of methods to simulate natural conversation, including an audio interface and an avatar personality to interact with. Although a VI can provide a convincing emulation of sentience, they are not self-aware, nor can they learn or take independent action. VIs are used as operating systems on commercial and home computers. Minimal VI agents are also available. Agents are compact and specialized. Some serve as personal secretaries, filtering calls and scheduling meetings based on user-defined priorities. Others are advanced search engines, propagating themselves across the extranet to collate user-requested data.
Oh, it was already
Commercial
mentioned.
VIs in a variety of stock personalities are available at any software retailer. Boutique firms and hobbyists also build unique VIs to personal specification. Although software emulation of living personalities is illegal,
Really?
reconstructions of famous historical figures are common.
It's not illegal in real world yet. It's so interesting, once again using that umbrella term, but it's so interesting. Like, sci-fi is often used like this mirror into the future of humanity. The mirror considering the current political and geopolitical struggles, and it's so interesting, once again, going back like 15 years and seeing what, you know, writers predicted, considering AI, and, you know, this obviously goes and we obviously go later back in time. It's not like the Mass Effect and Mass Effect devs thought of AI in 2007 or whenever this game released, but it's also cool to see how like the writers of old tried to envision the future and what they thought it would look like.
Mass relays
The
are
teleportation,
feats of
huh?
engineering advanced far beyond the technology of any living species. They are enormous structures scattered throughout the stars and can create corridors of virtually mass-free space, allowing instantaneous transit between locations separated by years or even centuries of travel using conventional FTL drives.
Faster than
Primary
light?
mass relays can propel ships thousands of light years, often from one spiral arm of the galaxy to another. However, they have fixed one-to-one connections. A primary relay connects to one other primary relay and nowhere else. Secondary relays can only propel ships across a few hundred light years. However, they are omnidirectional. A secondary relay can send a ship to any other relay within its limited range.
Okay.
There are many dormant primary relays whose corresponding twins have not yet been located. These are left inactive until their partner is charted, as established civilizations are unwilling to blindly open a passage that might connect them to a hostile species.
Once again, this is an awesome piece of lore. I do love this world in which all of these species are, you know, only discovering the extent of the galaxy, right? Unaware of many things, not sure about others, constantly at war, not really, you know, activating these relays because they can get another freaking Krogan rebellion or what are they called? Or Rachni war in there. You know what? They don't. You don't know what's behind another corner, basically, in this universe, considering, you know, how vast it is. Okay, I think that's... No, that's not it. considering the voiced ones. Weapons, armor, and equipment. Is there
Combat
more?
hard
Oh,
suits use a
kinetic
dual-layer
barriers.
system to protect the kinetic barriers, more commonly called shields, provide protection against most mass accelerator weapons. Whether on a starship or a soldier's suit of armor, the basic principle remains the same.
This is what
Kinetic barriers are repulsive mass
Geth
effect
uses
fields
this.
projected from tiny emitters. These shields safely deflect small objects traveling at rapid velocities. This affords protection from bullets and other dangerous projectiles, but still allows the user to sit down without knocking away their chair. The shielding afforded by kinetic barriers does not protect against extremes of temperature, toxins, or radiation.
Yeah, so far we've only seen the Geth use it. I'm not sure whether Kaiden could put down a shield like this. I can only assume so, because I believe this is like an alternate universe Shepherd doing just that. They also change color when you shoot at them until they obviously get destroyed. Very useful piece of technology, right? I would love for our Shepherd to be able to just spawn one down in front of him and then, you know, basically go to town with the assault rifle. Okay, I believe that's it. I believe that's it. Secondary ones. Oh, a lot of blinking, a lot of blinking. Personal history summary. Yeah, we've seen this. I don't think anything new is here, or maybe after hours of brutal fighting, reinforcements finally arrived and the enemy broke ranks and fled. No, it's about Elysium. I was totally thinking that, oh, maybe there is like a new entry about Eden Prime and whatever is happening right now, considering the plot of the game, but no. Non-council races and Krogan rebellion, so that's okay. We get like a primary entry about the Krogan, but I guess they are important enough to warrant a secondary one. I do wonder where, once again, I'm going back to my complaint considering how I played it so far. I have no idea where this entry comes from. I obviously remember like the Avina exposition dump about the Krogans and the Krogan rebellion. I don't think I don't remember, outside of the Krogan bouncer in the club, the nightclub, I don't think we've actually met a Krogan. So I do wonder where these two separate codex entries come from. Avina definitely talked about Krogan rebellions, but where is, you know, the entry, the main entry about the Krogan coming from? Okay, wow, this one is longer. These not major ones provide more insight. After the Rachni War, the quick-breeding Krogan expanded at the expense of their neighbors. Yup. Warlords leveraged their veteran soldiers to seize living space, while the council races were still grateful. Over centuries, the Krogan conquered world after world. There were always just one more needed. When the council finally demanded withdrawal from the Asari colony of Luzia, Krogan overlord Kredak stormed off the citadel, daring the council to take their worlds back. Yeah, I mean, tough luck for the Krogans, like, raised for war, basically, by the council races, and then fucking disposed of. But the council had taken precautions. The finest STG operators and Asari huntresses had been drafted into a covered observation force in the Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. The Spectres opened the war with crippling strategic strikes. Krogan planets went dark as computer viruses flooded the extranet. Yeah, I do wonder what the extranet is. Some Mass Effect version of the internet? Does it connect the different worlds? And can you send like an email from Yeah, you probably can. You probably can send an email from you know, Earth or from Eden Prime to the Citadel. Mm, sabotaged antimatter refineries disappeared in blue-white annihilation. Headquarters station shattered into orbit, clogging debris rammed by pre-placed suicide freighters. Still, this only delayed the inevitable. The world would have been lost if not for first contact with the Turians, who responded to Krogan threats with a prompt declaration of war. Being on the far side of Krogan's space from the Council, the Turians advanced rapidly into the lightly defended Krogan rear areas. The Krogan responded by dropping space stations and asteroids on Turian colonies. 3 worlds were rendered completely uninhabitable. Yeah. So the pincer maneuver on the Krogans, huh? And this was precisely the wrong approach to take with the Turians. Each is first and foremost a public servant, willing to risk their life to protect his comrades. Are we talking about the same Turians, you know, that produced Saren? He's a Turian, right? I'm not mixing up the races. The fucking Turian. Yeah, public servant my ass, Mr. Saren. Rather than increasing public war wariness, Krogan tactics stiffened Turian resolve. The arrival of Turian task forces saved many worlds from the warlords' marauding fleets, but it took development of the genophage bioweapon to end the war. They dropped a nuke on the Krogans. It's kind of fucking sad. There were decades of unrest afterwards. Rogue warlords and holdout groups of insurgents refused to surrender or disappeared into the frontier systems to become pirates. Oh, oh shit. How much is there in this window, secondary window? How much freaking codex entries did we pick up along the way? Okay, let's see. Citadel conventions. Holy smokes, is this important? I'm doubting my own plans to read it all. These diplomatic talks occurred in the wake of the Krogan rebellions as a response to the destruction of the conflict and an attempt to distance the Council from the brutal Krogan warfare. The conventions regulate the use of weapons of mass destruction. Okay, so like Geneva Conventions or some shit. WMD causes environmental alteration to a world. A bomb that produces a large crater is not considered WMD. A bomb that causes a nuclear winter is. Use of those is forbidden or on garden worlds like Earth, with ecospheres that can readily support a population. If a habitable world is destroyed, it will not be replaced for millions of years. The conventions do not forbid the use of WMDs on hostile worlds or in sealed space station environments. Many militaries continue to develop and maintain stockpiles. Well, great. Great. Space is filled with freaking madmen with nukes. Amazing. The convention graded weapons of mass destruction into tiers of concern. Tier 1 is the greatest threat to galactic peace. Large kinetic impactors such as asteroids, drops, or deorbiting space stations, effectively free and available in any system in the form of debris left over from planetary acceleration. Kinetic impactors are the weapons of choice for terrorists and third galaxy nations. Tier 2 uncontrolled self-replicating weapons such as nanotechnology, viral or bacteriological organisms, von Neumann devices, and destructive computer viruses. The fucking nouns. The fucking proper nouns in these descriptions. These weapons can lie dormant for millennia, waiting for a careless visitor to carry them to onto another world. Tier 3, these are large energy burst weapons such as nuclear or antimatter warheads, and Tier 4, alien species deliberately introduced to crowd out native forms necessary for the health of an ecosystem. Ecological tampering can take years to bear fruit, making it difficult to prove. Okay. What do we have here? Citadel CSEC services. Citadel Security is a volunteer police service answering to the Citadel Council. 20,000 constables of CSEC are responsible for maintaining public order in the densely populated Citadel. They also provide pirate suppression, customs enforcement, and search and rescue throughout the Citadel cluster. Okay, just the cops over the Citadel. CSEC has 6 divisions: Enforcement, Investigation, Customs, Network, Special Response, Patrol, and Patrol. I do wonder if probably Investigation. Garrus, the one Turian that we've met, and he was conducting an investigation about Saren, was a member of CSEC. Do wonder which division he was a part of, but probably Investigation. Uniformed officers who patrol the Citadel, respond to emergencies, detectives who puzzle out the truth behind crimes and bring perpetrators to justice. Screens of 1,000 of passengers and cargo containers that pass through the Citadel's post every day. They deal with cyber crimes like identifying copyright theft, hacking and viral attacks, and illegal special artificial intelligence. Deal with hostage situations, bombs, heavily armed criminals in the unlikely event that attackers board the Citadel. They are also the front line of defense, armed with military-grade equipment. Yeah, it's kind of fucking insane that the Citadel is as big as it is, that they have 200,000 cops, basically. Patrol naval arm with ships stationed throughout the Citadel cluster. Unlike the other divisions, they are rarely seen at the Citadel, nor do they stay in one place long. Joining CSEC is prestigious. Applications must be sponsored by a Citadel Consigliere or the ambassador of an associate council race. It's so surprising that there was like just one human in this organization for such a long time. Generally, applicants have many years of distinguished service in the military or police forces of their nation, but an inexperienced applicant with demonstrable talent will be fairly considered. CSEC and the Spectres are often at odds. Many CSEC members, notably current executor Venari Palin, we met that guy, believe that allowing Spectres to be above the law is a dangerous practice. The actions of Saren Arterius, freaking name drop, lend credence to this position. The Spectres in turn are aggravated when CSEC's dedication to procedure and due process hampers their investigations. We probably got this after speaking with Executor Palin for the very first time in the CSEC headquarters. Okay, what's next on the menu? Presidium Ring. Holy shit, another essay. The ring is an enclosed loop of park-like space, serving as the connection point for the wards. Yes, that's totally the location in which we were stuck for the majority of the previous episode. The interior, and I was talking about like a fake sky in there. Yeah, that's totally it. The interior walls are lined with the embassies of influential species and private residences for the galaxy's elite. The Presidium is full of open-air restaurants, bars, and luxurious meeting areas, and gravity is about 1/3 of Earth normal. 1/3 of Earth normal. I don't know what's the gravity on like a moon, but wouldn't that mean that if the gravity is one-third of Earth's gravity, Shepard could like perform these insane jumps? I also don't necessarily know whether the Earth from Mass Effect is the same Earth that we the same Earth of real life. Were there like moon landings conducted by NASA in this universe or not? Probably not. That's the difference with like what is it called? Like high fantasy and normal fantasy. I think this might be like a high fantasy, so you know, all of this mythology is being built up from the ground, and it's not necessarily the future of the human race from the real world, but I might be mistaken. Unlike the 24/7 bustle of the wards, the a holographic sky is projected over the ceiling of the ring. Yup. Unlike the 24/7 bustle of the wards, the Presidium maintains a 20-hour day schedule with a 6 hours night, where lights are dimmed and the city goes through a night cycle. Interesting. I do wonder whether we will see that in the game. Offices and residences are often open to the interior. It is not unusual for embassies to have an exterior wall at all. This does not cause a crime problem due to heavy CSEC presence and ubiquitous monitoring devices on the Presidium. See, just Eden Prime, take notes. You need CCTV cameras the next time like an evil specter tries to blow up our space laser, our space pillar. We will have proof then and there. Thieves are quickly identified and apprehended. The ring is the location of the Citadel's spaceports. Being closer to the center of spin, there is less motion for a ship to match, and the reduced spin gravity makes handling cargo easier. Hundreds of ships pass through the Citadel every day, and every species with an embassy is granted a private dock. The tower at the center of the ring holds the administration of the Citadel Council. Yeah, we've been there, achieved absolutely nothing in the very last episode. The tower rises over a kilometer from the ring, appearing to thrust forward parallel to the ward arms. Wait a minute. I think they mean the tower that we've seen in the very last episode and not necessarily this insane construction in the middle there. As the tower is at the center of the spin axis, it experiences little centrifugal force. Gravity is maintained using Mass Effect fields at a 90-degree angle to the right, to the ring of the wards. A consular dock can be found at the base of the tower. While normally used for diplomatic couriers and Spectre business, the shuttles docked here can evacuate the council government in an emergency. Alright. We've already looked through the statistics briefly. The wards. Oh shit. Oh shit. We have not been to the wards much outside of the nightclub, but I guess we are getting the lore dive first before experiencing this firsthand. The majority of the Citadel's population lives in the wards, the 5 massive arms of the station that house the residential and commercial districts. Many galactic races have established cultural enclaves here, of course. Once again, a mirror to the real life. Many galactic races have, yes, population density and cost of living are extremely high, akin to Earth cities such as Hong Kong and Singapore. Holy shit, we are actually name-dropping something from Earth? The high fantasy thing about The high fantasy thing I was talking about might not be true. The wards are open-topped, with skyscrapers rising from the superstructure. Towers are sealed against the vacuum as the breathable atmosphere envelope is only maintained to a height of about 7 meters. The atmosphere is controlled by the centrifugal force of rotation and a membrane of dense, colorless sulfur hexafluoride gas held in place by carefully managed mass effect fields. Okay, bro. I totally understand how this thing works. But like a membrane is an understandable and yeah. Yeah, it's understandable. The view from the wards is spectacular. In the background, stars, Serpent Nebula, and the nearby blue giant called the Widow move across the sky as the station rotates to stabilize itself. In the foreground, the lights and of buildings and vehicles on the opposing ward arms perpetually shine. That's a cool visual. I do appreciate like the fake sky of like the Citadel, the main. What is it? To use the proper freaking term of the Presidium, yeah, the fake sky of the Presidium is nice, but I want to also see this, right? The beautiful visuals, sign me in. The Citadel has no relay day or night, while the station keeps to standard galactic time for political functions. Businesses rarely close, and residents acclimate to sleep and work according to personal need rather than a day-night cycle. That's another awesome piece of lore, how different living in the wards is in comparison to the Presidium. They like, even the night and day cycle are different. One place has it, the other doesn't. Additions and modifications are constantly being constructed, though they must stay within certain specifications that will not compromise the operation of the station. Occasionally, the keepers will descend on an area of the wards and move or change the architecture without explanation. Residents have learned to live with these inexplicable intrusions. Yeah. In the very last episode, we've heard like a couple in the Presidium discussing if their office was rearranged like 5 times. Okay, this one is smaller. Treaty of Farixan. Due to the destructive potential of dreadnoughts, the council races agreed at the Farixan Naval Conference to fix a ratio of dreadnought construction between themselves. Okay, at the top of the pyramid is the peacekeeping Turian. The peacekeeping Turian fleet. Below the Turians are the other council races. Currently, the Asari and Salarians council associate races are at the bottom. The Human System Alliance is part of this last group. That's interesting. And that the Human Alliance is being controlled like that. Now I'm calling into question what the game meant exactly when they were saying, oh, the humans are growing and spreading and, you know, acquiring power in recent years. So how exactly? The ratio of Turian Council to associate dreadnoughts is 5 to 3 to 1. For every dreadnought humans are permitted to build, the Asari have 3 and the Turians 5. I do wonder what class of a ship Normandy is. I don't think it's a dreadnought, though. Okay. Alright, this one is more palpable. Military jargon. Okay. I don't think I'll be checking this out. Unless, you know. Unless we get into, like, dialogue and I will note, like, a term that I did not understand and then we can check it out. I don't think I need to be you know, informed about what ASAP is, or the bridge. Okay. Ships and vehicles. Light lag prevents sensing in real time. Oh, because it's Starship's sensors. Alright. A light lag prevents sensing in real time at great distances. A ship firing its thrusters at the Charon relay can be easily detected from Earth 5.75 light hours, 6 billion kilometers away, but Earth will only see the event 5 hours and 45 minutes after it occurs. Jesus Christ, the technicality of this. Due to the light speed limit, defenders can't see enemies coming until they have already arrived. That's fucked up! Because there's faster than light travel and communications, but no faster than light sensors, frigates are crucial for scouting and picket duties. That's so interesting. Yeah, imagine you're on Earth and suddenly the fucking Turians pull in, just appear in orbit, bombarding the ever-living shit out of you. Passive sensors are used for long-range detection, while active sensors obtain short-range, high-quality targeting data. Passive sensors include visual, thermographic, and radio detectors that watch and listen for objects in space. A powered ship emit a great deal of energy, the heat of the life support systems, the radiation given off by power plants and electrical equipment, the exhaust of the thrusters. Starships stand out plainly against the near absolute zero background of space. Passive sensors can be used during faster than light travel, but incoming data is significantly distorted by the effects of the mass effect envelope and Doppler shift. Active sensors are radars and high-resolution LiDARs. Okay. Laser detection and ranging. LiDAR that emit a ping of energy and listen for return signals, like a sonar. LiDARs have a narrower field of view than radar, but LiDAR, LiDAR, what a funny word, resolution allows images of detected objects to be assembled. Active sensors are useless when a ship is moving at faster than light speeds. Wacky. Just wacky. Okay, and technology, we have just 2 more. And in weapons and armor and equipment, just 1 more. Okay, we are getting there. It was a wise decision to conduct this lore reading sesh over here, because yeah, we are at the 45-minute mark around it, and yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to take up 40 or an hour of the episode, of the incoming episode, to just, you know, sit on the screens, just like an extra. Whoever's interested, there you go, right? Whoever wants just action, yeah, he'll skip over to the next episode probably. Communications. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expensive mass relay buoys that can daisy chain and transmission via lasers. Fucking word salad of a sentence, at least for a layman such as myself. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expensive mass relay buoys that can daisy chain a transmission via laser. Buoys are maintained in patterns built outward from each mass relay. The buoys are little more than a cluster of primitive miniature mass relays. Each individual buoy is connected to a partner on another buoy in the network, forming a corridor of low mass space. Tight beam communications lasers are piped through these tubes of faster than light space, allowing virtually instantaneous communication to anywhere on the network. Okay, that probably explains my question in regards to sending an email from Eden Prime to the Citadel. The networks connect across regions by communications lasers through the mass relays. I mean, it kind of answers it, because there's this extranet thing, and these are just faster than light space tubes or whatever. With this system, the only communications delay is the light lag between the source of or destination and the closest buoy. So long as all parties remain within half a light second of buoys, seamless real-time communications are possible. Since buoys are maintained in all traveled areas, most enjoy unlimited instant communications. Ships only suffer communications lag when operating off established deep space routes around uninhabited outer systems, gas giants, and outer unsettled areas. Okay, makes sense. Within the network, it's fast. Out there, not so much. During wartime, buoys networks are the first target of attacks. Once the network is severed, it can take anywhere from weeks to years to get a message out. Years out of a contested system. In systems where a buoy network has not yet been built or has been destroyed, rapid communication means ferrying information through high-speed courier ships and unmanned data drones. Once again, very fucking interesting. Very much. I do like how the codex is drawing this picture in my head and then expanding it in every possible direction. Yeah. Huh. Getting years for your email to arrive? Terrible, man. And then you get like a notification back: out of the office, sir. Sorry. Try again next time. Credits. I guess this is the currency. I am interested in this one. We have not engaged much with like, you know, the shops and buying and selling, mostly, reducing to Omnigel. Yeah, I hope this one talks about the difference between the Omnigel and just fucking money. The standard credit was established by the Citadel's Unified Banking Act as the currency of interstellar trade. Okay, so there is like a standard credit. The credit has a managed floating exchange rate calculated in real time by the central bank to maintain the average value of all participating currencies. Some regional currencies are worth more than a credit and some less. Okay. Hard currency can be stolen or counterfeited, so electronic fund transfer are the norm. More importantly, physical transactions cannot be easily tracked, making them ideal for tax evasion or the purchase of illegal goods. Yeah, that's totally in line what we see in real life. What's the ratio of like the dollar to a credit though? When the Alliance joined the Citadel, its various national treasuries were linked into the credit network. A human with a bank account of Mexican pesos, the Japanese huyap, Japanese yen, or Indian rupees can purchase any item priced in credits at fair market value. All economies that participate in the credit network are required to price items in both local currency and credits. Very interesting. Weapons, armor, and equipment, the very last one. Whew, I got dizzy from all of that reading. Whew. The development of upgrades. Okay, upgrades. We've engaged with this element of the game. I believe our Lancer, or whatever the name of our assault rifle is, has like an upgrade put in. And I guess these are the 4 basic weapon types that Shepard can use: pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, and sniper rifles. The development of practical manufacturing omni tools. allows modern militaries a great deal of flexibility in equipment loadouts. A vast number of field modification kits or upgrades are available for common equipment such as weapons, armor, omni-tool, biotic amps, or even grenades. I think this somewhat answers my question when we're looking through the store of like that shopkeeper, can't recall the race name. Yeah, there were like upgrades for all sorts of things, and I think biotic amps or like some glove tool that could be probably used by a shepherd from a different alternate universe, or maybe by Kaiden himself. An upgrade kit typically consists of less than a dozen unique parts and an optical storage disk. When loaded into an Omni tool, the OSD provides all technical specifications required to manufacture the tools and additional parts necessary to install the upgrade onto another piece of equipment. Assembly is typically modular, and installation can be complex and completed in less than a minute. Yeah, plug and play, baby. I mean, we can literally do it mid combat, so that makes sense. Since Omni tools are designed to use common battlefield, actually I don't know. I don't know whether you can do it mid combat. Since Omni tools are designed to use common battlefield salvage materials such as plastics, ceramics, and light metals rendered into semi-molten Omni gel for quick use, it is quite possible for a trained soldier carrying upgrade kits to customize gear on the battlefield to fit the current tactical situation. Yeah, we totally have to play more with, you know, the weapons and like the character screen and like team management, but like outside of Eden Prime, there has been sadly little to no action. It's totally okay because I'm moving this playthrough a little bit at a snail's pace. So I guess it is what it is. Yeah, as I said previously in the episode, I do a mix of everything, you know, a little bit of fighting, a little bit of a story, a little bit of everything. Yeah, variety is good. But definitely the early stages of this game, and here I'm talking about the Citadel, are very much rich in dialogue and lore. Okay, I believe that's it. Look at this. Look at this. The codex totally cleared out in just under an hour. Oh my god. Oh my god. I wasn't sure initially whether it made any sense to like split those, you know, split the codex reading and just gameplay into two separate videos, but I thought to myself, well, this will take like 15 minutes or something like that, right? Nope, it literally took an hour, but I'm glad to finally be done with it. My brain is ever expanding with more knowledge in regards to the Mass Effect universe, and I'm actually excited to get new entries so that we can, you know, check them out on the go when we know that we will be getting like an interesting twist and additional information about something that we've already learned. Yeah. I think that's going to be it for today, if there is even anyone watching at this point. Thank you very much for watching, and like I said, the episode 4 with some actual gameplay and story progression will be coming out tomorrow. This one goes out first. Yeah, thank you very much for watching once again. Like, comment, and subscribe, but remember to do it only if you feel like it, guys. It is always greatly appreciated though, because it helps the channel a great deal. And considering the channel, also check it out. There is like an ever-growing library of different blind playthroughs that may pique your interest. For the very last time, thank you for going on this Codex entry reading journey with me. I'm totally out of it at this point. See you in the very next one, and bye bye. Remember to stay safe, you beautiful people. Bye bye.